Take a moment to still your mind and simply listen. You believe you are in control, that you are the sole pilot of this vessel, but look closer. Right now, your body is doing strange things to you and you have no idea why. Beneath the surface of your conscious awareness, there is a hidden, frantic choreography unfolding, a biological symphony playing out without your permission or involvement. Right now, behind your back, your brain is editing your memories like a master weaver at a loom, reshaping the past into a narrative that fits your present needs. Your neurons are not just transmitting signals, they are firing on their own, crossing synapses in patterns you cannot perceive. Even as you listen to these words, your organs are reacting to thoughts you haven't even finished thinking, anticipating your needs before they reach your conscious mind. Your cells are communicating in a complex chemical language, making executive decisions about survival and homeostasis while you focus on the world around you. In the next 30 minutes, we are going to open the hood on 14 of the strangest things your body does. We will peel back the layers of skin and habit to reveal the bizarre mechanics of your internal existence. We will explore the secret lives of your reflexes, the invisible chemicals governing your moods, and the peculiar biological quirks that occur in the shadows of your perception. By the time we reach the final revelation, you will never experience your own body the same way again. You will no longer see yourself as a singular, conscious observer, but as a complex ecosystem, a walking miracle of autonomous systems working in desperate, beautiful harmony. The veil between what you feel and why you feel it is about to be lifted. Prepare to witness the invisible machinery that keeps you alive, minute by minute, second by second, whether you notice it or not. Welcome to the interior of your own existence. Close your eyes for a second and recall that haunting sensation, the sudden, inexplicable prickle of recognition. You are standing in a hallway or perhaps sitting in a crowded cafe when the world suddenly feels heavy with the weight of repetition. It is déjà vu, that eerie, ghostly feeling that you have lived this exact moment before, that every word spoken and every shadow cast has already played out in the theater of your mind. It feels like a crack in the door of time, a momentary overlap where the present dissolves into a hauntingly familiar past. But what is happening inside the machinery of your mind? Neuroscientists believe this phenomenon isn't a mystical rift in space-time, but a fascinating biological misfire. They point toward a specific conflict within your internal processing. It happens when the part of your brain that signals familiarity, the rhinal cortex, fires just a fraction of a second out of sync with the part of your brain that actually retrieves memory. In that microscopic window of time, your consciousness is caught in a crossfire of data. Your brain receives two signals at once, one telling you that this moment is happening right now, and another, slightly faster signal from the rhinal cortex, screaming that this experience is ancient. For one fleeting instant, your brain tags a brand new moment as something old. It misfiles the present into the archives of the past. It isn't a glitch in reality, and it isn't a haunting by a previous life. It is a tiny timing error in your own memory system, a microscopic lag in the gears of your consciousness. It is an anatomical hiccup where the familiarity signal arrives before the memory content does. Yet, despite its strange and ghostly quality, this experience is not unique to you. Almost everyone experiences it. It is a common human occurrence, a universal quirk of our biology that turns a passing second into a haunting echo of something already known. Find a place of absolute stillness. Close your eyes and strip away the distractions of the world around you. Now, sit in total silence. If you remain still enough, if you let the surface noise of life fall away, you will begin to hear it, a faint, high-pitched ring. It is subtle at first, a ghostly hum vibrating at the edge of your perception, but as you focus, it becomes undeniable. But listen closely to what that sound truly represents. That ringing is not coming from the hallway, nor is it a phantom noise from the world outside. The sound is not outside of you. It originates from within the very architecture of your own body. Deep inside your head, nestled within the delicate anatomy of your inner ear, lie thousands of tiny hair cells. These microscopic fibers are the translators of the auditory world, turning physical vibrations into electrical impulses that your brain can interpret as music, speech, and noise. Under normal circumstances, these cells are occupied by the overwhelming roar of the external world, the hum of engines, the rustle of leaves, the murmur of voices. But in a room of perfect silence, there is nothing to mask their activity. Even when there is no external sound at all, these thousands of microscopic hair cells fire spontaneously. They are active, twitching with their own inherent energy, firing signals into your nervous system, regardless of whether there is anything for them to hear. In that moment of profound quiet, the veil drops. Because there is nothing else to occupy your senses, your brain begins to process these internal signals. You aren't hearing a ghost in the room. You are hearing your brain interpret the constant, subconscious activity of your biology. You are literally listening to the machinery of your own hearing. It is the sound of your body's internal systems running, a constant electrical hum produced by the very cells that allow you to perceive the world. In the void of silence, you hear nothing but the constant, rhythmic pulse of your own existence. Try to do something that seems simple, yet physically impossible. Try to tickle yourself. Reach out with your own hand and attempt to find that spark of involuntary laughter, that sudden jolt of sensation. You can't. No matter how much you focus or how quickly you move, the sensation never arrives. The reason lies within one of the most elegant tricks in neuroscience, a silent masterpiece of biological engineering hidden deep within your skull. Your brain is not just a passive observer of your body. It is an active predictor of every movement you make. This is governed by the cerebellum, the region of the brain responsible for coordination and timing. It functions like a sophisticated internal GPS, constantly calculating and predicting the sensory consequences of your own actions before they even happen. You are moving in a world of constant input. The weight of your clothes, the pressure of your shoes, the sensation of your hair against your skin. If you felt every single one of these sensations with full intensity, your consciousness would be overwhelmed by the noise of your own existence. The cerebellum anticipates these sensations so that it can systematically ignore them. It filters out the internal static to allow you to stay focused on the external world. When you reach out to tickle yourself, your brain is already ahead of your hand because it knows exactly where your limb is moving and what it is about to touch. It predicts the sensation of your fingers against your skin and cancels it out before it can register as a stimulus. A tickle, by its very nature, requires an element of surprise, an unexpected touch from an outside source that your brain cannot anticipate. Because your own brain knows exactly what you are about to do, you cannot surprise yourself. The mystery is gone before it begins. You are shielded from your own movements by a sophisticated neurological gatekeeper, ensuring that the only surprises you feel are those coming from the world around you. It starts with a single note, a fleeting melody that catches like a splinter in the mind. You go about your day, but beneath the surface of your concentration, a fragment of a tune begins to rotate. It repeats and rotates again, an invisible parasite of sound burrowing into your thoughts. This is what scientists call an earworm, a musical loop that refuses to let go, trapping you in a rhythmic cycle for hours on end. But why does your brain cling so desperately to this specific haunting? The answer lies in the way your mind handles incompletion. Your brain possesses a fundamental psychological aversion to unfinished patterns. It finds a sense of tension in things left hanging. This phenomenon is known as the Zeigarnik effect. When you hear a catchy hook that lacks a satisfying resolution, your subconscious perceives it as an open task, a puzzle that hasn't been solved. Like a needle stuck in a groove, your mind plays the unresolved segment over and over again, frantically trying to force the melody to reach its logical conclusion. It is not just a song you are hearing. It is your brain attempting to close a loop that remains perpetually open. The irony of this mental trap is that the cure is almost funny in its simplicity. To break the cycle, you must satisfy the biological demand for completion. You can force the resolution by listening to the entire song from beginning to end, allowing the melody to finally land where it belongs and silencing the internal alarm. Alternatively, there is a strange physical workaround. Simply chew some gum. By engaging your jaw muscles in a repetitive motion, you occupy the same mental pathways involved in the loop, distracting the brain enough to break the haunting grip of the tune. In either case, the goal is the same: to provide the closure your mind craves so that the music can finally fall silent. A sudden shiver prickles against your skin. A chill runs over you, and in an instant, tiny muscles at the base of each hair pull the strands upright. You feel it, the goosebumps. To your eyes, they may seem like a strange, vestigial twitch, but to your DNA, they are a profound inheritance from a wilder time. In a furry animal, this involuntary reflex served a primal purpose. It puffed up the coat to trap heat against the biting cold, or made the creature appear larger and more imposing to a lurking threat. It was a survival mechanism, a physical armor built for a world of teeth and frost. You inherited this reflex, yet you lost almost all of the fur that once clothed your ancestors. You walk through modern hallways instead of ancient forests, yet the machinery of survival remains intact within your cells. Because the thick coat is gone, all that remains of that ancient defense is the bump, the tiny, rhythmic rising of hair. It is a ghostly silhouette of a protection you no longer need to survive the wild, but which remains etched into your biology as a haunting echo of the past. When it happens now, it is not a warning of an approaching predator, but a visceral reaction to the intangible. It fires in you over a sudden cold breeze that nips at your neck, or when a powerful piece of music swells, pulling at some deep, subconscious chord. It is a biological haunting. Every time those tiny muscles contract, you are experiencing a leftover from an ancestor who truly needed it, a faint, shivering memory of a life lived in the thicket. You are carrying a map of ancient survival hidden beneath your skin, a physiological souvenir that persists long after the wilderness has faded away. The goosebump is not just a physical sensation. It is a lingering ghost, a primitive reflex firing in a modern world, reminding you that you are still, in some small way, tied to the wilder history of your blood. You wake from a vivid dream, and within seconds it is gone. It feels as though you are grasping at smoke, trying to hold onto a masterpiece that dissolves the moment your eyes open to the morning light. You try to cling to the images, the faces of people who felt real, the landscapes that felt vast, but they slip through your mental grasp like water through fingers. To understand why this happens, you have to look into the chemistry of the sleeping mind. During REM sleep, your brain is in a state of intense activity. It is firing rapidly, weaving complex narratives and vivid sensory experiences while you are unconscious. However, there is a chemical gatekeeper at work during these cycles. The brain chemical noradrenaline, the very substance your mind requires to lay down long-term memories, drops to almost nothing. In this state of deep REM sleep, your dreaming brain is wildly active, yet its memory recorder is effectively switched off. You are experiencing the theater of the mind in real time, but the mechanism for archiving that experience into your long-term consciousness is deactivated. The recording device is silent. The archive remains closed. This chemical void creates a paradox. You are living through an experience so intense it feels etched into your soul, yet because the noradrenaline is absent, there is no chemical glue to bind those images to your waking memory. This is why even the most profound, haunting, or beautiful dream of your life can evaporate before you can sit up in bed. The moment you transition from sleep to wakefulness, and the chemistry begins to shift, the lack of recorded data means the dream has nowhere to go. It exists only in the fleeting present of the dream state. Once that state breaks, the narrative collapses into nothingness, leaving you with only a haunting sense of something once witnessed, but now lost to the void. Imagine yourself strapped into the seat of a roller coaster, the heavy metal track looming above you like a steel spine. You can feel the mechanical tension building as the car climbs higher and higher, but then comes the moment of release. The track falls away. As the carriage plunges into the void, gravity takes hold with a violent, sudden authority. In that split second of descent, something profound happens within your own anatomy. You experience that sudden drop in your stomach, that hollow, twisting sensation that feels like a physical theft of weight. You might think you are falling through space, but biologically it is different. As the car plunges, you and every internal organ, every muscle, and every drop of blood within you fall at nearly the same rate. Because everything inside your body is moving in unison with the exterior world, there is a momentary lapse in physics. For one fleeting heartbeat, your organs press less against the tissues and membranes that hold them in place. They are no longer being firmly pinned by the constant push of gravity. They are drifting. Your gut feels suddenly light, unanchored, and untethered from its usual moorings. It is a ghostly sensation, as if your internal systems have momentarily lost their grip on your frame. Simultaneously, your inner ear begins to register the chaos. Your balance organs, the tiny sensors that tell your brain where your head is in relation to the ground, begin to scream. They detect the shift, signaling to your brain that something is fundamentally wrong with your orientation. That haunting, floating lurch isn't just a trick of the nerves. It is the visceral reality of a brief free fall occurring inside your own body. It is the sensation of being weightless from the inside out, a momentary liberation of your internal anatomy before gravity reclaims its hold and pulls everything back into place. Have you ever sat in the quiet of the evening and wondered why time seems to accelerate as the years pass? You look back and remember how a single summer felt infinite when you were 8, a sprawling, endless expanse of golden afternoons that seemed to stretch on forever. Yet today, at 40, those same seasons vanish in what feels like a mere blink of an eye. It is a psychological mystery that haunts our transition from youth into maturity. But the mechanics behind this shift are rooted in how we perceive proportion and the very essence of novelty. To understand why your childhood felt so long, you must look at it through the lens of proportion. When you were only 5 years old, a single year represented 1/5 of your entire existence. It was a massive, towering block of time, a significant portion of your known world. But now, as a 50-year-old, that same year is only a 50th of your life. The scale has shifted. The yardstick by which you measure your days has grown longer, making each individual year appear smaller and more fleeting in comparison to the vast history you carry behind you. But there is a second, perhaps more profound reason for this distortion: the spark of novelty. Your childhood was not just long, it was dense. It was packed with firsts. The first time you saw the ocean, the first time you rode a bike, the first time you felt the sting of failure or the rush of success. Because every experience was new, your brain worked overtime to process and encode information. Your mind stamped these experiences with rich, vivid detail, creating dense milestones in your memory. As life settles into adulthood, however, the landscape changes. The routine takes over. When days become predictable and months follow a familiar pattern, there is less new for your brain to record. Without those sharp spikes of novelty to anchor your memories, the years begin to blur together like a watercolor painting left out in the rain. You are no longer recording every detail. You are simply moving through them. Close your eyes and try to reach back. Reach past your childhood, past your elementary school days, and push deeper into the fog of your earliest moments. You try to conjure a single image: a mother's face, the scent of a nursery, the specific warmth of a sunlit room from decades ago. But as you reach, the memories dissolve. No matter how hard you try, you cannot remember being a baby. This isn't a failure of your imagination. It is a biological reality known as infantile amnesia. While you might feel like a mystery lost in time, the truth is written in the very architecture of your mind. The hippocampus, the specific brain region responsible for filing away autobiographical memories and weaving them into a cohesive narrative, was still under construction during your first years of life. It was an unfinished blueprint, a construction site where the machinery of memory had not yet been fully installed. During those formative months, your world was moving at a frantic pace. You were learning the complex codes of language, recognizing the distinct shapes of faces, and mastering the physical mechanics of how to walk. You were absorbing the world at a furious rate, soaking up every stimulus with raw intensity. Yet, Even though you were experiencing these moments, the internal system required to timestamp those memories into a personal story was not yet online. You were living your life in a continuous present, but your brain lacked the filing cabinet to store those days as then. Your earliest years did not disappear. They simply weren't recorded by the machine you use today. They happened to someone, a tiny, growing version of yourself, whose brain could not yet archive the experience into a permanent chronicle. You were present in those moments, but because the neurological infrastructure for autobiography was still being built, those first years remain an unreachable horizon, a beautiful, silent chapter that your mind was never meant to read. Think about the next time you graze your skin against a piece of paper. You feel it instantly, a sharp, stinging jolt that seems wildly disproportionate to the size of the wound. It is a tiny, jagged tear in the skin, yet it pulses with an intensity that lingers long after the moment of contact. Why does such a minor injury command such a massive response from your nervous system? The answer lies in the intricate map of your biology. Your fingertips are not just ends of your limbs. They are among the most densely wired surfaces on your entire body. They are packed with an incredible concentration of pain receptors, a deliberate evolutionary design intended to give you the ability to perceive the finest textures, the subtlest gradients, and the smallest nuances of the physical world. To navigate your environment safely and effectively, your brain demands high-resolution data from your hands. When you suffer a deep cut, the wound is significant, but it often closes around itself or creates a heavy, steady pressure that can dull the immediate fire of the nerves. A paper cut, however, operates on an entirely different principle of agony. Because the tear is so shallow and ragged, it remains wide open to the air. It does not compress. Instead, it stays exposed, constantly irritating every single one of those densely packed receptors in a relentless cycle of irritation. It is a perfect storm of biological feedback: maximum nerves, minimum damage, and maximum complaint. The scale of the physical trauma is microscopic, but because the injury sits directly atop a high-traffic nerve center without any stabilizing pressure to muffle the signal, your brain receives a constant, screaming alarm. You are experiencing the ultimate irony of human anatomy, a tiny, insignificant slice of paper creating a symphony of pain that your body simply cannot ignore. You feel it settling in like a heavy weight after a large meal, that familiar, languid pull of sleepiness. It washes over you, a hazy veil that clouds your focus and softens the edges of your surroundings. For years, people have looked for an external culprit to explain this sudden exhaustion. They pointed toward common myths, blaming the supposed tryptophan in turkey or other festive foods as the primary source of your fatigue. But the truth is far more complex, buried deep within the mechanics of your own biology. The real story isn't found in a specific ingredient on your plate. It is written in the very way your nervous system operates. The moment you finish eating, your body undergoes a profound internal transition. It shifts gears, moving away from high-alert activity and into rest and digest mode, the parasympathetic state. This is a fundamental physiological pivot. In this state, your body reorganizes its priorities. Blood flow and energy are rerouted away from your muscles and brain centers meant for action, and toward your gut to facilitate digestion. It is an intensive internal process that requires significant resources. Simultaneously, your body triggers a surge of insulin to manage the influx of nutrients. This chemical spike, combined with the physical sensation of a full belly, creates a soothing, grounding effect on your central nervous system. The calm of satiety acts as a chemical lullaby, tipping your brain toward drowsiness and signaling that the period of exertion is over. You aren't just feeling lazy, you are experiencing an ancient biological command. Your body is communicating with you in its own primal language, whispering a directive that has survived for generations. It is telling you, quite literally, to stop hunting and rest. The hunt is finished, the calories are secured, and the cycle of survival allows you a moment of stillness. When that heavy fog rolls in after your meal, it is your body's way of reclaiming its peace, signaling that for now, There is nothing left to do but be still. You have experienced it. That sudden, uncontrollable tremor that racks your frame just moments after you finish in the bathroom. You stand there, momentarily caught off guard as a violent shiver ripples through your muscles. It is a strange, almost ghostly physical reaction, one that feels as much like a glitch in the machinery of your existence as it does a natural reflex. For a long time, this phenomenon remained an enigma, a minor quirk of human biology left largely unexamined. Scientists are not fully certain why this happens, but they have begun to piece together the complex web of signals that govern your internal world. The leading theory points toward the autonomic nervous system, the silent commander of your body's involuntary functions. This is the system that regulates your heartbeat, your breathing, and your digestion without you ever having to give it a single command. It operates in the shadows, ensuring your survival by managing things you don't have the time or desire to think about. When you empty your bladder, it isn't just a simple release of fluid. It is a physical transition that affects your internal pressure. The act can cause an immediate, subtle drop in your blood pressure. In response, your body detects this shift and reacts instantly. To stabilize your system, the autonomic nervous system fires a sudden, intense burst of nerve signals designed to compensate for the change. It is a frantic internal recalibration, a rush of electrical activity meant to steady your pulse and balance your chemistry. However, sometimes that surge of communication overshoots its mark. This misfiring jolt of neural energy can spill over into your muscular system, manifesting as a quick, involuntary shiver. It is a tiny, localized malfunction in the communication lines between your brain and your body. While it may feel startling or strange in the moment, it remains one of those small mysteries of human biology that your own body has not yet fully explained. It is a whisper from the nervous system, a fleeting hiccup in the intricate symphony of your physiology. You stand backstage and the air feels heavy. You can feel it rising in your chest, that frantic, fluttering sensation deep in your stomach. We call them butterflies. It is an ancient primal reaction, a physiological ghost from our ancestors' past. The very instant your brain senses a social threat, it doesn't see a crowd of expectant faces or a microphone. It perceives a danger to your survival. In that split second, your subconscious triggers the ancient fight or flight response. Your body is reacting to an alarm only it can hear. A surge of adrenaline floods your system like a tidal wave, racing through your veins and overriding your conscious thoughts. This chemical flood serves one purpose: preparation. Your body decides that in this moment, survival is the only priority. To prepare for a physical confrontation or a desperate escape, your internal systems begin to prioritize. Blood is diverted away from non-essential functions, like your digestive tract, and is rerouted toward your large muscle groups. It is being pumped into your legs and arms, preparing them to run or to fight. That sudden, dramatic loss of blood flow in your gut is the physical manifestation of your nerves. That fluttering, hollow feeling you call butterflies is nothing more than your internal organs reacting to the sudden vacuum of circulation. Your body is attempting to optimize your biology for a crisis. It is trying to make you faster, stronger, and ready to survive an immediate physical assault. But when you step out into the light, there is no predator in the grass. There is no beast to outrun and no enemy to strike down. The threat isn't a wild animal. It is simply a room full of people waiting for you to speak. Your body is preparing you to flee from a shadow, reacting with ancient intensity to a modern stage. You are feeling the echoes of a prehistoric survival instinct, triggered by nothing more than the weight of an audience's gaze. Have you ever stood in a room filled with light and laughter, feeling a surge of joy so profound that it suddenly, inexplicably burns your eyes? You find yourself weeping, the salt of tears tracking down your cheeks even as you smile. At first glance, it seems like a contradiction, a malfunction of the senses, but there is a profound biological logic hidden beneath the surface. Psychologists call this phenomenon a dimorphous expression. It is not a glitch in your psyche, but rather a sophisticated mechanism of the human spirit. When an emotion becomes overwhelming, When the sheer magnitude of a moment exceeds your internal capacity to contain it, your brain seeks equilibrium. It works like a biological thermostat, seeking to balance the scales of your internal chemistry. When joy reaches a peak so high that it threatens to overwhelm your senses, your brain triggers the opposite response to ground you. In this way, intense joy spills over into tears as a way of stabilizing the surge. Think of your nervous system not as an erratic circuit, but as a sophisticated regulator. It is attempting to manage a feeling that is simply too big for one vessel to hold alone. When the magnitude of love, relief, or triumph becomes almost unbearable, your body creates a counterweight. The tears are not a sign of sadness. They are the physical manifestation of your system working to keep you steady in the face of an emotional flood. So, the next time you find yourself sobbing at a wedding, watching a loved one walk toward their future, or feeling the overwhelming weight of a hard-won victory, do not feel confused. Your body is not malfunctioning. It is responding exactly as it was designed to. In those moments of profound joy, your tears are not an admission of sorrow. They are the steadying hand of your biology, helping you navigate a peak so high that only a release can bring you back to center. Your body isn't lost. It is simply keeping you steady. Imagine for a moment that you are standing in a silent room, looking at your hands, your limbs, and the steady rise and fall of your chest. You have inhabited this vessel every single day of your life, yet how much of it do you truly comprehend? There are 14 strange things happening right now, deep within the architecture of your physical form, and every one of them is occurring inside a body you have lived in for years but barely understand. That is the profound wonder of it, the hidden complexity buried beneath the surface of your skin. Your body is not a machine that you own. It is not a simple vehicle you operate with conscious intent or mechanical precision. Instead, think of it as an ancient, improvised survival system. It is a biological masterpiece built through eons of trial and error, still running complex code written millions of years ago in the very marrow of your bones. This code was forged in a different era, designed for a different world, yet it continues to pulse with life today, governing your heartbeat, your instincts, and your involuntary reactions. It is a masterpiece of prehistoric engineering that operates mostly in the shadows of your conscious mind. If this revelation rewires how you see yourself, if the realization that you are home to an ancient biological legacy shifts your perspective, then stay with us. Subscribe, because every week we open the hood on another thing you never knew your own mind and body were doing. We peel back the layers of the unknown to reveal the sophisticated operations occurring beneath the surface. From the chemical whispers of your neurons to the rhythmic cycles of your internal systems, we explore the mysteries that have been running in the background of your life since the moment you were born. Join us as we map the territory of your own existence and uncover the hidden mechanics of the vessel you call home.